Hi everyone, it's Holly from AskHollyHall.com, and we're going to be talking about the full moon. It's January, it's 2022, and we are heavy into the full moon as we speak right now. This is around the mother energy, the nurturing energy, but it's also the energy between Cancer and Capricorn. So the energy in Cancer is all about the childlike, submissive, take care of me, a neediness about them, a tendency to be more intuitive and to be soft thinking, to be caring and favoring nurturing and inner nurturing. And then we've got Capricorn, which is the drill sergeant, the boss, and the parent, and the authoritarian, the boss, the system, the collective system that gives out rules and regulations and mandates and laws, for these children to adhere to their parenting because the parents know better, right? The parents are protecting you. You've got to listen to them or you'll fear the outcome, the wrath of the disciplinarian parent. This is the energy that we're in right now. So if you're feeling like you're having a really difficult time with the system, the political system, the medical system, the school system, the educational system, possibly you're having issues with a boss, a bossy person at work, somebody who's really trying to take over. If you feel like you might be the bossy one, you might be someone who's really frustrated and trying to micromanage a situation because nobody else is doing it, so I have to do it, and you're burnt out and you're tired and you're had enough of being the one who takes control over every uncontrollable situation. If you're in this type of situation, it might be in a marriage, right? Where you've got somebody who's trying to be the boss of you, somebody who's controlling. And this is something you really want to just sit with this weekend. There's a great ritual that you can do, and I'm going to share that with you. It's a little bit Wiccan, it's a little bit pagan, but it's okay because it's also neurolinguistic programming, NLP. You can look this up. You are retraining your brain to let go of the past and to wait for something new, which will come to fruition in about 2 weeks when the moon is new, in a new moon. Okay, which will be in Aquarius, and that'll be all around the collective and the team. So right now you're going to take one for the team, but the team doesn't really know that this is what's going to happen. So let me give you an example. I had a client today that I worked with who's works in the medical field, and she's doing not only double duty, but she's doing jobs that she wasn't trained to do. Anyone in the medical industry right now will tell you that this is exactly what's happening. They're doing double duty, triple duty, and they're performing tasks that is not part of their job title. And therefore, I'm coaching her to approach the person who hired her and let that person know that there is sort of a bully in the system, another coworker who's supposed to train her properly, who's not adhering to her job. She's not doing her job. I just shared a Facebook video with a nurse. In this case, in this case, the video that I'm talking about now is a nurse, actually a PSW, but taking on the job and the role of a nurse and actually being asked to train nurses is a completely different situation. So, but did you see there's some kind of mishmash of uh, coincidence here? There seems to be a synchronicity. It seems to be across the board right now. I was talking to a client yesterday who's a physician who said the same thing. I'm this close to quitting my job. Nothing to do with what's going on with the system, although that did add fuel to the fire. There's no doubt about that, they said. But the focus can't be on that current political situation in this case. Okay, for the girl that was talking on the Facebook video, it was a political situation that she was talking about. That the politics of her job was mandating her to act in a certain way, and if she didn't, they were going to fire her. So she got fired because she's at the breaking point. She can't do it. She knows that she's not even serving the patients anymore with the power that is being wielded upon her. And so she bravely made this video, and also my client, hopefully I will have coached her to bravely approach that situation as well too. So whether it's your husband or your boss, like in these situations, or the government, like in that situation, or somebody who's trying to be the boss of you, like a nosy neighbor, or even a controlling mother or mother-in-law, because there's a strong feminine energy here, we want to bring a little emotion into the situation. So some care, some nurturing, some mothering, but we also want to alleviate some of the heavy emotion around it as well. And so, but we don't want so much so that there is such strict rules that you cannot handle the pressure of those expectations. Or there's such an emotional component to this that too is also very difficult to manage, because that too is out of control. Okay, I know this is heavy. Not only is it heavy because in Monday and Tuesday, when the moon is at the latter part of the full moon, it will be in conjunction with Pluto. And Pluto is about new beginnings. It's about, there's going to be a few final stages of Pluto, and Pluto's about is global. Okay, it's not just collective, it's global. Global collective means it's around the collectivity of the people, of humanity, right? Of culture, of civilization, and in the industries that bind or foster or the foundation, and as inappropriate as some of them may be, of those civilizations. But global is the earth as well. It's the people, it's the animals, it's the energy, it's the earth, it's the crust, it's the atmosphere, it's the oceans, it's the animals, it's the birds, the fish, the air, everything, the water, the food that comes from that collective. It's about the workforces and the abuse and the suffering. It's global is all of that, right? So every once in a while, we get a global event that shakes us to the core and makes us realize that you don't have a lot of control over much. But what you do have a control over, better get your act together, because this is a placeholder, a reminder of that. And those are usually weather related disasters. And this is when people collectively group together and support each other from loss, despair, and fear. So that's what I'm predicting for Monday and Tuesday, some sort of weather related, water based related event that I did say was around the equator. And even though this time is, I don't think is hurricane season anywhere, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what's going to be happen to shake us up. There's going to be a few events, but before Pluto ends, which is 2023, I believe Pluto moves into Aquarius. And this is a really exciting time because we will go from the control of capitalism, industry, systems, governments, uh, embodied things like the agricultural system, the farming industry, the medical system, the educational system, those types of large systems, right, are going to be out of their control, because humanity, a collective, this is when Pluto goes into Aquarius in a couple of years from now, will begin its journey to taking their power back, so that they serve each other. So every single moving piece serves another moving piece. But right now, that's not the case. So events like the one that I see coming forward is one of the last events that's going to shake us up. Now, unfortunately, with everything that's going on right now, we're so hyper focused on our own little bubble and how we can survive the control of our own little bubble, that we're forgetting about this global community, this global village that we belong to. Okay. So this is Pluto is the rising of the Phoenix. Pluto represents rebirths. And that's what you want to do within your own within your own energy this weekend is simply just let go. Just let go of one thing. Just one thing. So, what might that be? I would like to let go of my need to, not my need to be right, but my need to create ultimate fairness and neutrality when it's not always an invitation for me to do so. Not only to give up the action of it, but to give up the feeling that I get around it. Because my actions are fueled by my feeling around it. Like, hello, most people's are. And also, I use the ammunition of logic. So I think, right, of my research. Because as anybody knows me, I'm the freaking research queen. And I'm going to open this up to Vista. Okay, so the card that I pulled here is Vista, and that's the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Your sacred center and quiet dignity. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do it too sometime this weekend. We're going to write down what part of our life, it might be something big, like I want to quit my job. I want to tell my boss to take a hike. I want to stand up for myself in my relationship with my mother-in-law. Right? I want to find some strength, some courage, and let go of my limitations so that I can be autonomous in a certain situation. And that's what you write down on a piece of paper. You're going to write that down on a piece of paper. And when you're writing that down, you're going to put that on a plate, which will be like an altar. Okay, you're reframing your brain that this is a possibility in your life. You're going to put this on a plate, which is your altar. You're going to put a candle on one side. You're going to put a heatable cup, so like a mug or a mason jar or a bowl on the other side. You're going to fill that with water. The cleanliness of water as possible. So if you got any kind of water around you, go out and take a cup of it. You know, like a stream or a river or an ocean or whatever. Otherwise, put that there. And you're going to have one of those sort of long lighters. You don't have to do the lighter part, okay? Because I don't want this to be dangerous at all. Do your due diligence. You're autonomous. You're responsible for yourself. And then so you're either going to burn this with the candle. You're going to light the candle. Sorry. You're going to burn this corner of it with the candle, and you're going to immediately put it in the cup. The steam that you will get from that will be the rising of the phoenix. The steam you're going to imagine is the rising of the phoenix, and it's taking away your problems. It's taking away what you want, the limitations that you want to let go of. It's letting it go. It's taking away. It's dispersing it into the universe. Let the universe take care of it, right? And then you're going to just sit in quiet solitude with that. Now, if you don't want to do the burning, you just crumple it up and you put it in the water. That's okay. We're drowning it. We're going to let the water absorb it for you, right? And the water represents the emotions. And then you just sit with that. You know, you just sit with that power of letting it go. The power of letting it go. The power of letting it go. I let it go. And it is so. I let it go. And it is so. I let it be. I do this for me. Namaste. You can do this as many times as you like. Are you ready? Are you ready? Good. Namaste.